Making a wrong turn right. Morality is the crux of these issues. In our country's current malaise, Napoleon once said wryly, "God is on the side with the largest guns," sure that firepower was all that was needed to win any war. But after being defeated, he learned the deeper wisdom captured in these words of Abraham Lincoln: "Right gives might," as Napoleon is recorded to have recognized. Man proposes, God disposes. Most of us are familiar with the phrase from the Tao: "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step." Many may have misinterpreted this as a call to get going, to get started, like carpe diem, or possibly YOLO, you only live once. And while this could be this Tao phrase's aim, a more accurate transliteration of the same phrase shows us something different. The journey of 1,000 miles starts from beneath your feet. This is an admonition to be careful about the direction of your next steps, and each subsequent step after that. Here we see a much deeper message and a far wiser admonition. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Will you divide us to the lowest common person, or will you multiply us to the highest multitude of people? As you ponder your next step, I want to remind you that it is better to live a short life, committed to kindness, than to live a long life, filled with luxury, emptiness, and regret. And let us all remember, all that is needed for evil to succeed is for people of good conscience to stand by and do nothing. I, and many like me, have ignored these words of caution for far too long, and now we are at a precipice. Even if we have left because we were delusioned with all of the political compromise and lies, withdrawing in protest and disgust, that has allowed the system to degrade such that we are now in a place where we can no longer afford the luxury of opting out. Each of us has a decision to make. Will we support racist, intent to rule, and silence any voices of opposition by violence and giving brute strength, or go along with them, giving tacit approval by our consent? Or will we stand against these betrayers and struggle honorably to create a kinder world, regardless of the personal cost? I've made my decision, and now it's time for each of you to make yours. And here's the truth. Betrayal of others is wrong. It's selfish. It's the opposite of love. Betraying others to pursue our own selfish desires is bad. Seeking to help others and restraining our selfish desires is good. All true religion reflects this implicitly. The religion of the Spirit will always exist. Consider the mystery of the way of the Spirit of love. Every time a baby is born, be it human, animal, or plant, it is aligned with love, and love emanates from it. This is the way, the religion of the Spirit of love. God is love. God, love, is. Love is God. What is love? Greater love has no person than this, that they lay down their life for their friends, and not just in death, but in life, and how we live each day. And the haters, fearing that their hate will become too obvious to all, ask the legalistic questions, looking for a loophole to the perfect law of love. They never say, "I am selfish," or "I'm a hater," or "I only care about me." So they are not always obvious. They ask technical questions. And who is my neighbor? Or in modern day times, is it lawful? The essence of Jesus' reply is, your neighbor is anyone who comes across your path who needs your help. Or in modern day times, the magnanimous say, I not only care if it's legal or lawful. The deeper question is it moral? There is a great deal of confusion for many about what is moral, so perhaps a simpler question that sums up true morality is in order here. And here it is. Is it kind? Unkindness is always wrong. Kindness is always right. We don't need to be omnipotent, omniscient, or omnipresent. We just need to be kind. We don't need to be all-powerful, all-knowing, or everywhere. We just need to be kind. This means we don't need to be a superhero, or limitless, or popular. We just need to align ourselves with the spirit of kindness. For in the simple act of aligning ourselves with kindness, we will have sufficient power, knowledge, and presence to meet the needs of the moment. And in aligning ourselves with kindness, we'll find satisfaction and peace. Do not mistake kindness for weakness. While I am not advocating violence, it is possible that kindness may require you to be violent, hopefully only in words, to defend others. Yet if the peace must be broken, at least our violence will not be tainted with anger. Not all violence is bad. Not all nonviolence is good. Protests are not wrong. It depends on why we're protesting and why and how we do it. If we protest to pursue our selfish desires, we are wrong. If we protest to protect others, we may be right. How do we protest? If we say we protest to protect others, yet we do so with hate and selfishness, we are wrong. If we protest to protect others in a way that is kind, even if it results in physical violence, we are right. When our founding fathers protested against the hardships of British rule for the benefit of their neighbors, they were right. When they failed to protest slavery and considered people of color to be their property and only 2/3 human, they were wrong. If we revere these men so much that we cannot see their faults or correct the errors of their writings, we are wrong, allegiant to hierarchy and tradition above kindness. You have heard it said, repeat the lie until it becomes the truth. Those who take this course end up repeating so many lies that they cannot recognize the truth nor their own lies, making the lies a part of themselves, fracturing their mental integrity. They are duplicitous, hollow husks, devoid of soul. There is no virtue in selfishness. Hate is not the opposite of love. Fear is the opposite of love. Hate is the opposite of hope. Hate wants to destroy the current moment to affect the future. Hope wants to nourish the current moment to affect the future. The choice is always between love and fear. Will we act only in our self-interest and not risk anything to help? Or will we risk everything to help others? This has always been, is, and will always be each person's choice on a moment-by-moment basis. The disease of humanity is fear and hate. Its remedy is love. When humanity understands and embraces the truth, only then will it be able to rest on a solid foundation of integrity. So we must deal with the full, complete, and ugly truth. Until offenders can admit that they are wrong and ask for forgiveness with a sincere desire to change and never again act in such ways, they will never be whole. As John Lennon once wrote, you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world will be as one.